Hey, what's going on, guys? Shane Sikora, Cervicide member of about 3 years now, and I'm actually repping one of their sweatshirts now. You can see the Cantler. Their sweatshirts and all their shirts and everything are pretty sweet, guys. You should go check them out. So what I like to do with my Cervicide membership mostly is to make videos and then submit them to Cervicide, and they check them, they look through them, make sure they fit their rubric, and then they post them up on their YouTube channel. So I have a couple gear reviews up. I have a spring gobbler hunt up. And this video is of a winter scouting trip that I did just a few days ago. And so as through the video, you'll see me, I find, multiple buck rubs, and I mean fresh. We're talking February, and they're still rubbing the trees. I found what I suspect to be an old buck bed, which is super cool. And then I find a nice feeding area where I actually set up a cell cam. So you guys get to see all of that, and hopefully you learned something and enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? It is February 6th. 2025, and we're out checking some cameras today and looking for sheds if I see any. Got this camera right up on top of the ridge here, and the batteries have been dead for like a week, so I gotta get up there and change the batteries out. And I think I'm gonna move it up a little bit farther on the ridge to kind of like a bedding area where I think bucks are gonna be. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of a bad time of year, being February, getting into March. They're dropping their horns. But got to stay active, guys. Got to stay out there, and this is a good time of year to scout because you really can see what's going on with a little bit of snow we have. So get to the top of this mountain, guys. You got to see this buck rub, guys. I mean, this is crazy. Like, it's February, and this whole point is just full of fresh buck rubs. I mean, they're fresh. Where do you see this? Look at that. He's just tearing that up. And that's fresh. I mean, look how high up it goes. That's awesome. Well, I'd love to find his shed if I could. If he dropped, I mean, he might not even have dropped yet. Oh, that's kind of cool. This was an old rub too. You can tell right there. And he came back to it. But that is fresh. That is really, really fresh. And like I said, this whole point is covered in that. Just rubs after rubs. That's pretty cool. Again, guys, wait till you see this. Look at that. That's incredible. I mean, that is fresh. There's no doubt. That is not that old. And that is a big buck. You're not going to see a little buck doing that. I mean, we'll keep an eye out for sheds. It's going to be a little tough, though, because of snow on the ground. But hopefully we see, hopefully it's big enough you see it poking through the snow. Alright, guys, I'm no expert, but I believe I found a nice old buck bed. You got deer droppings there, over there, right there. Some more way over there. I'm telling you, I think this is a good buck bed on this point. On the point of this hill, I'm telling you, this is a good spot. I'm gonna go check over there. Looks like something was maybe digging or bedding down over there. I'm putting the camera right up in here somewhere. Alright, guys, so I made it to the tippy top finally, and I mean, it is tore to shreds. I mean, this whole top looks just like that. It's so tore up. It's not real fresh, but it's hard to tell what's fresh and what's not because of how much rain and snow we got up here. But they have this all tore up. Been looking for sheds, haven't found any yet, but the camera is gonna go right here somewhere. This is a good spot. They've been ripping this up, so I'm gonna put a camera out and get on out of here, guys. Like I said, it's February. It's kind of a bad time of year, but you got to put the cameras in these feeding areas like this and see what you get. So looking forward to spring and seeing what summer has for us. All right, guys, got my camera set up, mortuary edge too, and like I said, it's in this really area where they're digging up. I mean, they have this whole top of this point all tore up, and I essentially made a mock scrape. I know it's kind of pointless this time of year, but something just to get them to draw, to draw them here is all. Just made a small mock scrape and amongst all this feeding area. So we'll see what we get. Right there it is. There's the licking branch. I like to have the licking branch a little bit higher than normal, just because it makes them work for it a little bit. I'm gonna keep looking for sheds on the way out, and the scouting continues, guys. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around for that whole thing. Hopefully you learned something. As you saw, I did find some of those buck rubs, and they seemed pretty fresh to me, and they looked like a pretty sizable buck did them. And then farther up on the point, I found a good bedding area. I found multiple beds, but one in particular really stuck out to me was that bed that I think is a buck bed that he keeps using. There were some deer droppings around it, and it seemed like a pretty big deer that was using that bed. And that's a good bedding area for them. They can see far down that point. It's real wide open, and they have the wind in their favor. And so that makes a great bedding area. And then up on top, there was some more feed, and they were obviously digging all through that. So I stuck a camera there, and hopefully we'll see what we get. And I also made that mock scrape, which is not really pointless this time of year, but it's not the greatest time of year to do that. I just did that to try to hopefully draw them in there a little bit more and get them focused in on that area right in front of the camera. So again, hopefully you guys learned something. I'll have more of these videos coming out, and as always, guys, stick with Cervicide. It's a great community of like-minded people just wanting to get out and hunt and have some fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.